What's going on in Doc here, Average Gamer guys? Back again, more free to play, Last Day on Earth, and we are cutting this just a little close. We have a whopping 7 minutes to get our eggs for this event. We are jumping in. We're going to be grabbing our rewards today, and then we'll jump into a few updates and some different things going on. So first and foremost, before I miss the opportunity here, let me go ahead. And we're going to end up getting 29 bunny presents. So that's pretty good. We did pretty good for this. We certainly had a very high focus on our main account. We really kind of grinded that. But I think this was pretty good for what we were able to get done. Certainly there were some locations that were, I don't want to call it off limits to us, but that we just didn't really jump into. And I think for probably a lot of you that might have been ended up being the case. But I digress. Let's open these up really quick again before I lose the opportunity to do that here. So let's see what we get. Okay, we got a weapon mod blueprint, which is pretty dope. We got some good armors. We got some pretty solid weapons. Not the biggest fan of the gas mask or these motorcycle pants, but the rest of the stuff I'm happy with. Military backpack is also not too bad. Get another shot of 10 here. Okay. Less excited about this one just for the fact that, again, really what we're looking for is the blueprints and weapons. Nice to see some meds here. Some decent sets of armor. You know, happy with the Kevlar helmet. Happy with the Raider helmet. Kevlar boots is pretty good. Let's crack the last 9 here. Okay. I mean, maybe not, but the good part about this is we got a lot of grenades, actually. So that part is pretty cool. Got a resonator, we got a VSS, and we got a mini Uzi I'm pretty happy about. And yeah, that was pretty good. I think there was definitely an opportunity for us on this account to grab a few more of these, probably. Like I said, we put in some good time to be able to go around, did quite a few locations. You know, we probably could have grabbed an extra, I don't know, couple of eggs at least. But overall, I feel that was pretty good. Now, with that being said, we hit level 63 on the season pass on free to play here. We almost got up to 65. We were very, very close. Excuse me. It would have been kind of cool to get up to 67, 68 would have been really, really good. I don't think we would have broken into the 70s, but I'm pretty happy with 63. I am happy to get these extra meds. The mines are going to be super helpful. We can collect these over time and then use those for some waves at Blackport PD. And then, of course, we'll get some other goodies. So let me go ahead and take all of these. We grabbed everything we got there. And let's do, as we typically do, let's crack a few things open here. So this is a nice boost. You know, if you've watched the channel for a little bit, I'm a big fan of these, especially end of season. Big fan of what we're able to open up here. We will go ahead and grab our weapon mod blueprints. We got one extra one, again, from the packages. That's pretty cool. We got 9 grenades out of that, so that's like 3 runs on Alpha, which is pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that overall. Let's grab our extremely rares. Hopefully we get some good stuff there. All right, let's crack some packs. Rare infinite pack. We'll get this backpack here. That's a cool little backpack. We get... Wow, we got all... We hit all 3. That's crazy. Dude, that is crazy. We hit all 3 rewards. That is wild. What a rare pack. 2 backpacks and a motorcycle skin for us here. And then we got 6 infinites, which is pretty good. We'll see what we pull out of this. We should get some good sets of armor. Nice, we got the Glock. That's always good to see. Bing, bang, boom. More armor sets. I honestly don't expect to get any skins out of this because we just had that huge spike of... I've never seen that. To hit all 3 on that is so crazy. That's pretty good. I will take that. We got a good little set of armor here, so we get some extra tactical armor, stocking up a few Glocks, which is pretty nice. And actually finish off the ghillie jacket suit and the ghillie suit as well. So we're stacking up some landmines, some C4, some good weapons, armors. Got some extra grenades here. Let me just see what else. So just do a quick scroll through here. Got some steel plates, some animal rawhide. The other nice part about this, again, and I talked about this in our main episode. If you haven't gone check that out, we opened up 55 rare packs and we did 100 eggs as well, which is really cool. But I really enjoyed that this event was going on while supply was going on, and we were able to grab some great things from that. We actually grabbed some steel plates here right at the end of the last supply from getting it all the way through, just having to do all the zombies and fight everything. We have some factory parts that we can use. I've got a puppy I want to grab here. I'll probably grab the factory parts. We just picked up some, overall, some pretty good stuff. Got a couple of things here in our inventory that's been hanging out for a little while. We still have one spare tactical backpack, which is really, really nice. We did not get the mannequin from these, which is okay. I wasn't super concerned about that. We did hit some pretty good stuff. Excuse me. We did hit some pretty good stuff when you go and take a look at it, so I'm pretty happy with that. I also wonder if some of these things, this got a little check mark. I'm wondering if this, maybe there are certain things you could only get one of. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of weird that this has a little check mark on it, but okay, let's jump in. And again, as we do, season is winding down. We have a whopping 50 seconds left. Let's open some blueprints. All right, so we started with the basic ones. Diablo. Whoa. Okay, saw blade mace. That's always nice. All right, red laser we got already. Got a light stock. We don't need this, but always good to add to the collection. We got a... Ooh, nice little handguard. All right, and then let's release our puppy to the wild, or rather to our cage, and we got some extremely rares here. Winchester 8X sight. Getting a lot of Winchester parts here. VSS 5X sight. Okay, okay. And the tactical stock for the Uzi. Wow. All right. Let's do a little update in that regard. Also, let's throw something in here to get broken down. Let's do that. Let's do these. Give me this. Okay. I want to showcase a little bit of where we have been. I haven't done an update video in a while, so this is going to be just a little bit of discussion, but let's check out some new mods, but let's also talk about some things that we've been able to get finished up or are working on. First and foremost, tactical butcher knife. We have gotten this finished. This is huge, huge for our cleavers here. This is a fantastic mod. The only thing that would make this a little bit better, which I was kind of hoping that we could find, is this hunter handle. This makes the cleaver absolutely wild because of the speed boost plus the extra damage and the durability and the crit chance. This weapon ends up becoming very, very good, but tactical butcher knife makes this a very, very solid pull for us. Plus we have metal handle, which reduces speed a little bit, but our durability goes way, way up, so that's pretty nice. We've been working on a few things here. We are also I can't stop coughing, excuse me. We're also very, very close on getting the big one bone done. So all we need to do is throw in a couple more pipes here, and we will have that wrapped up. Once we have that, we have almost the best metal pipe. We're missing out on the spike handle, but this reinforced handle is really good. That'll give us the extra durability, and then this will just absolutely ramp up our damage really, really nicely. Now, durability goes down pretty significantly with this, but this weapon can dole out some massive damage for us, which is really nice. Obviously, we've got a really well set up machete, And we have been working a little bit towards the BFH. I'm not putting a ton of stock in this yet, not until we can get some extra weapon parts, but this is a really good weapon head for this. We kind of wanted to see, I think this is the best one in terms of damage and durability and stats. It doesn't have a huge speed reduction, which is good, but this is an expensive mod that we'll try to put together. We'll try slowly over time. Getting the hammers now that the cleaver is done is probably where we'll start dropping it. I think this one needed 8, maybe. Don't quote me on that. I believe it needed 8, and that ends up being actually one of the things that we have to just kind of grind for a little bit. They're not super hard to find, but we got to just work through the locations. You know, we can usually find 1 or 2 in Bunker Alpha on the resets, so we try to work through those and grab those as much as we can. Now, the Diablo is actually better. I do believe is better. The Diamond Blade actually, I think, is the best. Depending on what you want, actually. This is a better durability blade. The speed reduction's the same. Crit chance and damage is the same. You basically are flip-flopping damage and durability for these 2 things. So maybe we do look at trying to put this together. The big hold up here, again, it was going to be weapon parts, but this is not that bad. We can actually fill up most of this. I don't even mind putting these in this right now. And this, because we have those. This is a really cool. I think this is the one I use on our main account. We can throw the rest of this stuff in here. We actually have some saw blade bases, I think, on hold too for some broken ones. And then we'll see about the weapon parts. That's not bad. That would be good. I will tell you that having this upgraded, even just with these 3 things we have on it now, our speed is ridiculously slow, but the damage we dole out with this thing is massive. So getting an extra buff to that would be really, really nice. And this is actually a little bit faster of a weapon head, so that's pretty good. But some other things we've been working on kind of slowly, maybe going towards handmade silencer if we can. The big one that we've been trying to put together here that I'm going to spend some resources on is this elite shutter. We really want to get this. This is the best shutter for our pistol here. We did pick up the night sight, which is pretty cool. Maybe we look at putting this together, although I don't really like spending the high-tech components on this. They are relatively rare for us, so I kind of want to hold on to those. This is a lot of springs just for some extra crit chance, so I'm not too thrilled about that. Now, we have been throwing some things into reinforced stock. I'm a little sad that I've done that, only because this one would be better. We will probably look to finish this just because we have put the carbon composite. This is a really good stock. This one is better in some categories than the others. The big thing here that's nice is the stability boost. That makes this weapon really, really effective. But the other thing that we have been doing, been working a little bit towards tactical upgrade. This is a great handguard. We have been able to, though, we've also gotten this sight on this. This was a pretty easy upgrade. Good little extra damage boost and a little bit of crit damage. We have the best barrel on this. So we're actually moving the Uzi into a really, really good position for us to be very, very helpful here in the long run. And now I think we do have the best in-slot items pretty much across the board outside of some of the sites. We can get this tactical upgrade and then honestly put either one of these stocks on it. I think we have a really, really good Uzi getting put together here. We have not done a whole lot with the Winchester. And yeah, this one's kind of tough because I actually would prefer this for the damage and crit damage over the crit chance and the crit damage personally. That's just me. And then I think we have do we have every stock for this? We do. This will be one of the weapons that we take a while to upgrade. Shotgun, we've been trying to put a little bit of effort and energy into this handguard. We need some more springs. So we'll probably start throwing springs onto this once we finish the last one here for the elite shutter, and then try to get that put together. We have actually been working towards a little bit of sights. We spent some energy on this. Nothing crazy. All these aren't super crazy, but getting either mechanical sight or the aperture sight up and running would be pretty good for us. It's going to be a toss-up because it's essentially springs. This one with the weapon parts or factory parts ends up being a little bit more difficult. We didn't end up getting a muzzle brake. Wow, we got the 8x sight. I didn't even realize this. With the active mod for sniper shot, that's pretty sweet. That's actually pretty sweet. We have so many good mods. So many good mods that I want to put together. We've been really lucky on this account from that perspective. Right now, all we're rocking is just the magazine with the grip, which I think is best in slot personally. We could throw this muzzle brake on. I think this would be really good. Extra stability here and crit chance. Very solid. This one's not a hard one to put together. Although gun oil is the most easy thing for us to come across because we don't do a lot of hardcore bunker alpha. And then down to the AK. Just trying to throw a little sight on this. Everything else, though, very well built. The sight really is the only thing that we need at this point, to be honest with you. Because we got the stock, we got the laser. Oh, we need a muzzle. We need a muzzle device for this. Would be really good. Honestly, even like this one. Flash hider. Silencer. Silencer's probably the best. Silencer's probably the best for us. Obviously, we could get the knife too, but that replaces the laser, not the muzzle device. I think silencer would be cool, and then we haven't really spent any time on any of these three, so we've gotten some good progression here. We're starting to really again stack up some pretty solid weapons when we take a look at this. Again, if we could get the head on this, we have best in slot machete. We put a head on these, then a lot of our weapons are going to be very, very effective. Super excited about that. So the next thing I want to do is just showcase the base here a little bit. This is something that has been a bit of a work in progress, and the main thing that we've been doing is trying to get our perimeter walls ready to be built. One of the big things that I want to be able to take advantage of is raids when we get the opportunity to do that. I don't know if we'll do those right at level 150, but we have been trying to build up slowly with our resources here to get this up and upgraded to stone. And what the reason for this is that once we do this, then we're going to build all perimeter walls, one layer of stone, and then we'll probably lattice work a bit of the inside, and then we should be basically raid ready to do that. And the nice part about that is this is probably the most efficient use of resources, so we're going to look to do it and build it that way. Again, we do want to be raid ready for this as best we can, so we're a little over halfway in finishing this. I have a big perimeter base. I have grandiose ideas here about getting this really well built up, but we have a lot of the benches, we have a lot of the things down, ready to go, and now it's just essentially throwing in some of the extra little bit of supplies that we need to upgrade these. And like I said, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. We've been really grinding, trying to grind our iron plates here. Stone has actually been something that we had a really good stockpile of and have kind of dropped off recently, but we're doing a nice job in this regard as we take a look at it, right? So again, a little over probably halfway to get this knocked out, and we are sitting pretty nice, pretty nice. Now let's see. Season's over. That's so sad. It's so sad. Let's see. Is there anything new in this season? I'm gonna guess no. Corgi puppies. We don't always get corgi puppies in that slot, I don't think. Maybe we do. I'm not seeing anything drastically different. Nothing different as it stands now. But Rec Ship is open. Commune is open. Port Lab is open. Blackport PD and the Big Hunt now. But now Port Lab. We're gonna put some melee weapons together. We're gonna go knock this out because I want this carbon composite and I want these factory parts. I think we might try to go ahead and actually get a full clearance on this, something that we haven't done in a while. The big issue with this location, I'm realizing, for us ends up being the ability to refill the reactor actually is a pretty large challenge when you consider that the best thing that we would have to put in there at this point would be carrots. And we have a lot of carrots. We have a lot on hand. Mushrooms are actually also pretty good. but it just takes a lot of those. Comparative to corn and to seaweed, those are by far the best for us to do. We also have some commune, so we'll be jumping into that, and some wrecked ship, so we can go knock all those things out. Speaking of food, let's grab a little bit. Let's use up some of our regular food. That will satiate us for the moment. So that's pretty nice little upgrade. And again, we just kind of been building up the base a little bit. We've been upgrading some of our storage. We have a really nice stockpile of armor getting built up here, which is good for us to start taking on some of these more difficult locations. We actually have a really nice stockpile of weapons here as well, specifically guns. We're starting to really kind of stockpile. Again, we're starting to get some good things with lots of mods, and we're going to use these resources. The other thing I'm happy about is since we've gotten burglar skill level 2, we've gotten a more consistent ability to grab grenades, which has been extra helpful for us taking down, again, floor 3 on Bunker Alpha and getting some really good value out of that. You can see we're stacking up some C4 as well, Uzis, M16s. So we're doing really nice from this. We're doing really, really nice. We're almost maybe getting to the point where we could start thinking about breaking some weapons down for some parts, but we're probably going to hold off on that for at least a little while longer. The other thing that we've been doing, and I probably need to refill this, is going to be making a little bit of steel as well. And we've got a nice stack getting melted and smelted here. The reason for that is we're going to need steel plates. We're going to need steel bars. Steel bars are big for us upgrading these chests up to the 45 slots. With these, obviously we have to throw this on a stone floor, but we need some steel to be able to do that. And that's probably one of the bigger upgrades in anyone's account, but especially in free to play, is having the ability to keep and hold a lot of stuff, right? And that part is really important. As we look at trunk, we could bring this up if we wanted to. Also, with the steel plates, we're not going to worry too much about that. We're going to try to get a bunch of trunks built first before we work on those upgrades, because this is pretty good storage for us. So we'll continue to move forward with that, but that is kind of one of the other big things for us: upgrading the floors, getting a central area kind of built up so that we can have plenty of storage for a lot of the things that we're jumping into. Now, the other thing that we've done basically all season long, we have held on to mercenary contracts. So I want to jump in here and let's actually get some settlement progress and some story progression, since we're in the mode to do that. First thing we need to do is build the grinder. So let's build the grinder, because I'm excited about this. I've been waiting to do this. I should just show you, we've also been kind of grinding this. We have a lot of pine. We got a lot of pine beams. I am very excited to use pine beams for things. I've just been using the resources, just been trying to slowly build these up. We got a little bit of frames. We got one. And we've been trying to kind of focus again on our main base to get ready for raids for this. But we do have a good little stockpile of iron billets there as well. But let's get the grinder built up here. I'm trying to think. It doesn't really matter where we put it, but I really think we would be putting it right here, because likely again we will put a generator over in this corner to feed into these two rooms. That's how I would suggest setting this up. We've got all the parts here. This is not an inexpensive upgrade either, although it's not terrible. It's not terrible. The biggest issue here ends up being these aluminum cables, and then obviously some iron billets. So you got to spend some time doing both of those. Aluminum cable are not necessarily cheap to build. This is farm runs for us and those kinds of things. But let's drop in the grinder. We have to craft an aluminum wire. Wants us to craft an aluminum wire now. We have the hose. I think we have the things. We can try to do one of these if we have the supplies. I already have enough of these. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this. Let's do this. I have enough aluminum wire. Throw this in here. Oh, actually, I don't know if I want to do that. I need to make sure that we hang on to enough hose in case we need to build something else. I feel like there's something else that we were going to need to build. Let me jump back to the base here, grab the aluminum wire. It's so interesting how the flow of resources is needed, especially as we take a look at the main base and the settlement. I think for anybody that's working through free-to-play or playing this game more recently, or maybe just getting started, it can be a challenge. It can be a challenge for resources to figure out where to spend what. The thing about the settlement is you really do have to put the investment in, a lot of it, especially up front, or relatively quickly, because you need access to the other benches to then be able to create things to then get the stuff. Which I would say for the main base you need to do the same thing, but you can craft a lot of the basic benches very, very early without a ton of necessary resources, and that makes that a little bit easier. And then it's really just about finding the raw supplies, the iron ore, the aluminum wire, the pine, all that kind of stuff, the oak logs, and then transforming those with time, obviously, into the more refined resources. You obviously still have to do that with this, but you're very much more locked behind waiting to be able to craft, really the rest of the workbenches. And we're actually at level 150. I didn't even realize this. So we are raid ready. I thought we were level 149. We've been grinding. We have just been grinding. Absolutely grinding on this. So let's go ahead and see. We got 20 minutes for that. Why are we running around here? Yeah, this is going to take a lot. The pumps here. The pumps here are going to be a little rough. But one thing that is going to help us while we wait for this is some mercenaries. Let's jump into those. We have been collecting these up, and we have 24. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. I'm pretty happy about opening these. I'm not gonna lie. Just wait for a main account. That's a little teaser. It's a little teaser. Little teasy teaser. So we got 24 mercenary contracts to open. What are we hoping for? What are we hoping for? We need some levels. We need some levels with some folks. We need to get some folks leveled up. We got Connor here ready to go up. We got Rachel that has not gotten a lot of love. We could do some stuff with Tucker. We got Lemmy that's ready to get leveled up. Chris that we need some stripes for. We could get him to 20. And a few others. We did get lucky with Naomi and Dash. So I'm really open to just getting some more mercenaries, but more so stripes is what we need. So let's hopefully be in luck here. Ooh, that was Connor. Double Connor. That's big. That's actually really big. I think that's going to allow us to move him forward, which I'm happy about. Good amounts of stripes. Okay. Tucky. Officer Murray. Wala-ti-da. I mean, you can't be mad at spiking one of these guys. That's not bad. Let's grab the last 4 here. We got some stripes there. I wasn't really paying attention too much to the stripes. That's really nice. That's a nice opening. And he's new for us. I'm curious here. Stuns enemies. This guy at level 3, I wonder, could be pretty good. This is something that even on our main account we have not been able to see yet. We haven't gotten enough contracts for him. I like his stun ability and his ability to deal out some damage. His damage is pretty good. How's his health comparing? His damage is actually much, much better. He essentially is going to be your tank, right? He's going to be your tank for you. He's the defense trait. Yep, 80 armor. How's that stack up? Obviously, it's not a fair comparison because Connor's level 20 here, but let's get some upgrades. Connor. Oh, we need barracks level 2. We can't even do that yet. Oh, no. Could we do this? Light frames are going to be tough. 40 springs is going to be tough. Leather, sawdust. See, again, here, we really just need to be able to upgrade our... really just need to be able to upgrade our settlement here to get access. Now, the grinder would allow us to make sawdust. So we got to get this connected to power. And I don't want to skip too far forward here because I'm worried that Survivor's Path is going to make me... Although this is the last one, so this will give us a VSS. Then we kind of get into the drone. I don't want to skip forward, so let's try to get some other upgrades in really quickly. Oops. And then maybe do some expeditions, and by that time, we'll have that done. So where do we want to spend our time? So we have contracts for Tucker and for Rachel. We didn't get lucky enough to get anything for Lemmy. Let's just go ahead and get Chris up to level 20. That's pretty nice. We don't have any contracts for him, but he is fully leveled up. And then I'm actually wondering about throwing... We might want to just test out Officer Murphy here. It might be an interesting one. The other one that I wasn't too disappointed with so far was Karma and her ability to essentially restore health for the team, right? She's kind of this weird, not hybrid. She's still more of a support character, but that could be pretty interesting. We also put some energy into Naomi and Dash here to kind of figure out to see if they would be any good. So maybe we drop some... Maybe we drop some things in here to test these guys out. Could put in 20. That would give her 6 levels and bring her up to level 11. I don't know if I want to spend that on her or on Karma. I don't really have anybody else. I'm going to kind of sell in on Officer Murphy here, I think. If we put all of these in, or almost all of these in, we could get him up to level 12. This is so tough because these only to go from level 20 to level 30 need one. It's going to take us some time to get this portion, the barracks, upgraded to be able to get to that next stage. So this actually probably makes some sense, is maybe try to get everybody up to level 20, and then just find who out of that team, that core team, makes a lot of sense. As we get more stripes, we'll see who we stack up contracts for that we can then upgrade to level 30. So I'm going to sell out here on this guy a little bit. Look at that damage. The health isn't as much as I would have hoped. I would have hoped this to be a little bit higher, but the damage output here in the armor is fantastic. And that's only up to level 13. His gear score is 457. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Let's get him up. I'm curious to get him up to level 15 here. That cranks him out to 1,000 health. So still about half the health, but way higher armor and way more DPS. That's really interesting. That's very, very interesting. And then I think Naomi and Dash. Let's just kind of sell out on these as well. I don't want to use a ton of the basic stripes. I do want to kind of hold on to these universal ones. These are the most important in my opinion, just because we can do that. But health, damage, I'm not super impressed by, but I think damage comes mostly from the drone. She's definitely a rear, like, support character. I just don't know if she'll replace my Lemmy Chris combo here. I don't feel like she will. We could look to take and increase Rachel with some stripes here. We could do Liberty as well. Get them some levels, but I'm not too concerned about that. Let's go see here. about jumping in. See if we can get a little bit of expedition progress here. Our daily loot's been pretty good. Yeah, opportunity obviously for both of these, but let's see if we can't get 19 and 20 here done. Auto squad with Officer Murray up front. The threats here: parasites, slow but large, AoE attacks, most effective. He could actually be very good here, and we get the squad perks of Daredevils. We get some extra bonus because of Liberty and let's give this a try. We're actually looking really good in gear score. Let's see if we can knock this out. We need this level and one more. We get those two. Could be looking really nice. See how Officer Murphy does here. Stun. Dude, that's actually really kind of clutch. Dude, I'm actually pretty impressed. The stun is just going to keep him alive. Hit him with the gas as the parasites come in. We'll hit the enemies with the stun. We have the defense debuff. Try not to overheat the old... What? That felt so easy. Dude, Officer Murphy. We get some spark plugs here. We got some screws. This is really nice. Look at that. 10 steel plates is huge. And then obviously some tags. This is the one we need to get done. If we were able to get this one done, we're leveling it up. He felt... I'm actually really impressed. I'm very impressed. I thought the stun was just going to be too slow. I guess is a good way of describing that. Hit him with the stun. Now, what I don't like is his positional there. That's the only thing that I'm not a fan of. Seems like it comes back pretty quickly. Oh, well, that's not good. It's not ideal. We might need Tucker for this one. Obviously, we just jumped in, so we don't know. We didn't know that we needed the ability to kill the explosive zombies. We might be okay here. We're fine. We're totally fine. Daily package. Now, the daily package having some screws in it is really, really good for us, too. And some sheaves, because this is going to be good for us for upgrading the van. And then some stone bricks is nice. And adhesive, actually, is also very helpful. This is just, again, one of those kind of pain points. We've gotten past that point, but this is a pain point for just trying to find enough of that resource. So 2 down, we hit it. We got both levels. They felt pretty easy. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but that felt pretty easy. Let's see what the next level has for us. So we get some asbestos here, get some rubber hose, some aluminum, satellite dishes, and some iron wire would be good. More asbestos, copper. Blueprint shotgun, high-tech components is cool. This would be really nice to start stacking up asbestos. We're not going to need this for a while. Well, I take that back. I'm trying to think if there's an upgrade that's required for this, but getting to this would be good. I wonder if we try light frames here would be really nice. We try to knock out a few of these, maybe. Let's try to knock out some of these. What do we got here? Scientists, attack mercenaries with sport trait. I wish you could just like pull and flip-flop these guys, but we need to put Chris behind the barrier and Lemmy behind the infection sprayer. And I like Officer Murphy up front here. And our gear score is looking pretty good. We might be able to get this, be able to get a little expedition progress here. Little season start expedition progress. Be all right with that. I'm happy with what we've been able to get so far. So anything else is just a bit of a cherry on top. All right, hit him with the spray. Oh, that's not ideal. None of that came to fruition. Our plan here did not come to fruition. Ooh. Hit him. Stun him. I feel like that's the best thing about him. But he's spraying in the wrong direction. What are you doing? Stun this guy. Okay, we killed him before he could explode. Easy. Dude, easy. 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 Dude, this is big, actually. Light frames and screws. Light frames is a lot of materials. That's pine beams and screws. This is a lot to be able to pick those up. That's going to be really helpful. We might be able to work towards getting some barracks action up here. We'll see what the survivor's path has for us in terms of what we need to do after we do this aluminum cable. Got a good setup here. See if we can knock out one more. That's a good stun. Oh, the parasite's getting to him. That's not good. That's a little tough. Oh, and they got to be close to him, too. Okay, that's good to know. That was a good little testing thing. We might be in trouble here. We might be in trouble. Yeah, we're probably in trouble. We're probably dead. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. We're definitely dead. We're definitely... So what we need to do is save the gas for the parasites here. I'm surprised he's still alive. How is this guy still alive? He's not even hitting him. How do we win this? How do we win that? How did we win that? Legitimately, how did we win that? I sold it. You heard me. I thought we were dead. I thought it was over. Oh my gosh. Okay. We would need to flip-flop these two if we came back to do this, but can he still use his ability? He can. That's pretty nice. Okay. He does good damage. That's the other thing I'm noticing from him. All right, they were a little too far away. Lemmy is not very good if we don't get the opportunity to we don't get the opportunity to use his skill. The turret down now, but it might be a little too late. This one's probably a no-go. Oh. Well, we got 30 seconds left. I think we're hitting the big guy as the problem, and me and him are shooting different people. We could beat this one. We could beat this one. I feel very confident we could beat this one. I think we flip-flop the positions. I'm thinking we'd be all right. All right, where are we at on this aluminum wire? Let's see. Probably got time to go back and try that one more time. Just kidding. Got 50 seconds. So I know if this has been asked, this is something that we're going to work on for a Wasteland Survival Guide and talk about some base construction. But essentially what we've done is we put the storage in the middle here, and then essentially we've built up, ready to separate, and separated these two areas. I don't think you need much more than like maybe a, what is this, 2, 4, 5, maybe a 5x5 for most of these. Now the good part ends up being is on this back row, you could start installing floors back here if you wanted to do that to bump these walls out. You do want to have a good storage space in the middle. I just like having this in the middle too for convenience, to be able to run through each of these, so do keep that in mind. One of the things that we will look to do potentially is also set a generator like right in the middle of these, and that being inside the storage space does make some sense. But we'll show you here probably relatively soon. We're going to be dropping a generator in generally probably about right here. We can also then, we can put a generator maybe back here to feed into these couple of rooms. And then we most likely might put a generator somewhere over here. Although we have one right here, which is going to be what feeds into a handful of things and also gives us power for the substation as well. So we have crafted an aluminum cable. Oh, I need to do aluminum wiring. What am I doing, guys? Some of you in the comments are like, Doc, you need to make the wire, you idiot. You don't need to make those. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. Okay, so what I do want to do is craft one of these. And then we can craft. So let's look at actually making our second generator here, because we do need to get the grinder to the generator. You can see again here, aluminum cables. We need a lot of these. And can't put it any closer to this, but what this is going to do is this will feed into this room and can feed into the corner here for the first couple of things that are going to require power. So we can get power to this pretty quickly. The other good part here is to the pumps. We can also get power for with the water. So this ends up being a really useful generator here in this location. This also helps you to reduce the amount of total cables you need. So do keep that in mind if we pop this just outside. Again, got a couple of rocks here that will dodge, but pretty easily feed into this and pretty easily feed into this room as well without ton of challenge. So, you know, right here we can stock up. As we get this built up, we can essentially put all the pieces that need power and just flow them from this generator. Although this is only a 3 generator, it would be kind of smart to put a medium generator here, but we can always move them around. So that is an important thing to keep in mind as well. But let's go ahead and build that. And then of course, I do actually need more aluminum cables. We leveled up by doing that. And animal rawhide, and we're definitely raid ready now at 151. Let's go ahead and see. I'm glad I got the other generator down. Let's see what supplies we have stocked up, because again, we've been doing a pretty good job of this. Okay, so we have some hose. I'm gonna take some of these. We actually have a ton of screws. I'm actually kind of surprised to see that. We also have quite a bit of stone brick here. So let me see what we need for stone brick, and then we could use this to actually help build up our build up our main base a little bit. And that is the nice thing that the settlement has brought that we didn't have originally, you know, years ago, is a way to get additional resources. So the daily resources has been really, really nice. We need 20 light frames for that. I would like to get the barracks up because that's going to allow us to get more expedition progress, which then makes our daily loot better, which then has a lot of benefits. So I didn't see any stone brick requirements there. What do we need for this? Aluminum plates. We're actually only like 2 levels away from getting this to the point where we can't upgrade it until we get our garage here leveled up. And I did not see any stone brick requirements. I'm going to take some of these for the main base. We have a lot of aluminum, actually, too. I'm pretty happy about that. We have some glass pipes, and we actually have a good amount of screws. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 stacks of these. I'm going to take... oh, wait. Actually, one thing I did not look at the substation, which is also going to be something that we need to get leveled up here. Gosh, 10 high-tech components. 60 aluminum cable is so many. Holy moly. 40 copper is a lot, too. Substation is so much of a grind. Okay, we essentially just need to... So the one thing about aluminum wiring that kind of stinks is the fact that you can't move it once you place it. So we need to wait this 15 minutes, get this other one. That then is going to allow us to connect this generator we just built to it with the power by a cord. And then we should be ready to rock and roll on this and get this updated. So, here's what I want to do. I do want to create... Let's grab a stack of these. Got plenty of pine beams. We can start making some frames since we have some of these. And we're going to need some frames. We're going to need quite a few frames, actually. And it's good that we have a good stockpile of screws here to be able to do this. And I wish I would have been prepared and had a few more of these. That is my bad. Oh, I have 2. Oh, we actually have a lot of light frames. What am I doing? You know what? Let's go ahead and drop the light frames into the barracks, I think. This doesn't require any light frames, does it? No, I didn't think so. I think barracks for the light frames. Order of importance in terms of upgrading these. Headquarters first. You need the extra expeditions, as you've seen. That helps us to get extra daily loot as you make progress with your mercenaries. Then I would say probably barracks. Obviously, working on your actual settlement part is important. But then I would say barracks after that so that you can level up the mercenaries. Because the whole thing, in my mind, that makes the most sense to get the most value is trying to funnel as much energy into expeditions as you can so that your daily rewards are as good as they can possibly be. That part is very important. But let's drop these in here. Let's grab the 20 screws. I need 6 more frames and sheaves as well. And we can put some good effort towards getting the barracks leveled up. Grab these. Just going to grab these out of here. I forget how many sheaves it was. Need some screws. I'm actually pretty impressed with our stockpile. I don't check that very often. It's kind of like a, set it and forget it type thing. We could put this in here. This wouldn't be bad either. We have enough of these iron billets. Ooh, I don't know, actually. Nah, that's fine. Got plenty of pine. We'll be making lots more light frames. This is kind of coming along here pretty good. Now, springs. Leather is also not great. That's not great. I don't want to spend all my leather doing this. We don't have any springs. I'm going to take some bolts back to the base. Take a little bit of tape back to the base. Gotten some adhesive. I want to take that back to the base. One of the things we can do is utilize this stockpile here to keep making some more pine. I need to see how many aluminum plates we have, because I do think getting the van leveled up would be pretty good. Let's go check that. Let's go check that really quick. Okay, we actually have 14. And I've been making some of these. I've been making some iron plates here. That will leave us down to only needing 2 to level the van up. Let's see, do we have any plates? Aluminum plates. Steel. Regular aluminum. Let's go. I actually have the copper here. We could put that into the substation. That's probably a smart move. Do I have high-tech components in here is the question. We do have 3. How many other high-tech components do we have? Because I do want to make that investment. We have the 10 right here. We should do this. We should do this because I think this is an important piece, again, as we work to level up our settlement. These are, again, not easy to come by. But I think this makes sense for us. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do this to secure this. And 40 copper. I don't want to accidentally use this for something else. So, where was it at? I'm going to do that as well. 40 copper. In we go. Okay. I think that was smart. We could do the sheaves as well as if we wanted to. We do have plenty of those. We could also open up a few more mercenary contracts if we wanted. Need some bolts. Let's see if we can grab the bolts as well. What else can we grab in here? Bolts. We need some slate. And some wrenches. Bolts, slate, wrenches. From what we've stocked up. And again, getting through the expeditions is big to being able to do this. We have some wrenches in the main base. So we can bring those over if we would like. Also might make sense to throw the steel plates that we have into this as well. Boom. 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 Okay, that's good progress. I'm actually happy with that. Pretty happy with that. Did I put the slate in here? Am I crazy? Yeah, I did. Okay. I honestly lost my mind there for just 30 seconds. Let us get a van upgrade. Nice. Nice. Level 8. It's good. This is good. I talked about the van probably a little bit. I think this is one of the better things that you could do with a good portion of the resources early on. I do think that is makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't overcommit too hard for that. Again, we need substation and power in order to keep leveling things up, so that becomes an important piece for us. We could take this and we could throw it into the there. I'm gonna take these steel plates also. We're just kind of selling out on getting the substation up. Bam. Nice. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump back to the base. I'm gonna grab some wrenches, and then I'm gonna hold out and wait a handful of minutes to get this last 6 minutes on this cable so that we can finish up the story progression, and then we'll probably wrap it up from there. So see you in just a second. Okay, we're back. We threw our wrenches in. We've got our other cable. Let's connect the grinder to some power so we can make some sawdust. Finally. Okay, here's what we got. Power, aluminum wire. Want to place it right. Come on, aluminum wire. Work with me here. So this ends up being the challenge with this sometimes. Let me move this. Hoping we don't need to. This is going to be pretty awkward if we do. I'm going to need another one, I bet. Yeah, because we need to place one here. This game. This game is just working me over. And I can't skip these. I want to get this done. We'll be back in 36 minutes to finish this. All right, my friends. 36 minutes later. I just really want to get this done. Now, what I think is going to end up happening... Okay, we can. There we go. I would like a better system for this, personally. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if that's something that will change, but this is pretty difficult. I get the system. I get how it works, but I can also understand why this is maybe confusing for some folks. Essentially, you have to end up placing a wire in each part, and then when it can connect here, you see together that it essentially forms this little blue band, and then you see the other portion that we're essentially placing in this square where the generator is to get this done. So let's complete that. We now have connected them, and all we have to do is throw a little bit of gas in this generator, and we are up and running. I'm very excited about this. I'm only going to place in one because... Actually, that's not true. I think we could probably do... Let's do 10 gas. And the reason for this is I actually do need to start making some sawdust. So we can try to get the sawdust down and put together. We throw this in here. This will give us 10 days. Engineering networks unlocked. We get to complete an expedition. So we can go ahead and hit that, but we can throw this in the grinder, and we'll get 2 sawdust for every. So essentially we need to do 2 stacks. So this is a pretty efficient, I would say relatively efficient one that we can get done here. And what we're trying to push for is obviously getting the 40 we need for this. Now, springs is going to be my biggest challenge. I can farm up the leather. We're going to have to focus on the springs. This is going to be the thing that holds us back from getting barracks level 2. And most likely we got some springs that we could have applied to this, but we used them. So for weapon mods, which I don't think was a bad thing. So now what does this want me to do? This is asking me to complete the expedition for New Heights, and then we're in the drone. We're in the last piece of it. This is it. We're in the last track. That's really crazy to think about, that we are in the last track for this, which is pretty cool. But let's take all. We get a VSS, and we get some med kits. That's not a bad reward, and if you do choose to get the premium for this, which... if you make it to this point, I really do recommend it. You could just get the standard premium or whatever. If you know me, you know I don't recommend buying things, or I will tell you my honest opinion about this. I do think when you take a look at the totality of rewards that you get from this, there's a lot. The fact that you get a drone blueprint here at the end, which is a big grind, don't get me wrong. But tactical backpack, you get some other things that would have helped you along with some faster progression. That's all of this loot down here is probably worth the $10, but that's my opinion. If you don't want to spend money, don't. Free to play grind like we are. That's totally cool. It wants us to complete an expedition. I don't know which one, but let's do Destroyed Station. Because why not? And I think we're going to be able to get this one done. I really believe that. I think this one will set up. We'll have Lemmy on the right side to be able to use his turret, and should be able to knock this out. It's been a longer episode. We jumped into a lot here, so hopefully you enjoyed this one. I like that he can use his shield skill behind this sandbag as well. That's pretty nice. Did you guys see that? That I wasn't getting the turret? That was weird, wasn't it? I wasn't getting any damage from that. Let's stun him. He's still gonna go down. That stinks. We might be in trouble here still. We can get this down. Okay. Timing, I don't think the time's going to be the thing. I think staying alive is going to be the problem. I'm going to try to hold on this. All right, pop this. Get the turret. We're good. We're definitely good. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Let's go. I actually really like Officer Murray. I really like him. And of course, we get some aluminum cable. I don't even say it. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. God dang it. Oh, the thing that we needed. That's, hey, fine with that. All right, let's get some news from Connor here. Where's he at? No time. So again, this is just rolling right into the drone here. This is going to start us on the Watchtower game where we're going to have to jump around. East Tower. Eastern Watchtower. I'm going to hold here. I'm going to keep you in suspense, but I'm going to hold here. That was fantastic. This has been long enough already. Really, really good progress. We make some settlement progress. We make some survivor path progress. We get some good mod upgrades. We drop in some things. We're working toward barracks level 2. We're working towards getting the substation up. We got some great expedition progress in this. We just saw a whole lot. And that typically is what I have seen from season ends. We usually get the opportunity to get a lot done. We get some good supplies that we're going to make use of. One thing I am definitely going to end up jumping in, and I don't know if I'll share this or not, but we are definitely headed to Port Lab. I want to continue to work on grabbing materials we need there to have some success and to try to grab things that we need for some more weapon upgrades. We have a ton of fantastic ones. I want to continue to work towards putting some of those together, and then really at that point I'll feel much more comfortable about tackling some of the more difficult locations. So Port Lab is definitely on our list of things to do. We have some basic stuff that I want to get done as well. So we'll get the season started off here with a bit of a grind. We already actually went and knocked out Wreck Ship. For us, it has some pretty good rewards. Aluminum steel plates, the thing that brings you back to life, what is that called? One of these. It had a reanimator. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was actually excited about it. And that's good. So off to a new season. Hopefully enjoyed. Hopefully enjoyed the other event. Stay tuned for a lot more. We'll continue to bring you some updates and some progress here on Free to Play. Lots more Last Day on Earth content on the channel. Check it out. Check out our Survivor's Guide. Check out our raid playlist. All of those. Really trying to build those out to be good resources for you, and then just enjoy whatever we come up with on our main account. We got a really good one on our main account coming up. Don't want to miss it. So stay tuned for that. But close it out. Like, comment, subscribe, flash some socials, do the YouTube thing, help us get to 10K subscribers. We would really appreciate it. And like I said, check out, probably pop up a card here. Check out some of the other content on the channel. It's a great way to help support us. Likes and comments are always really appreciated as well. And we'll wrap it up. I've been Doc. We are the Average Gamer Guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.